Hello, this is Link 995. I just want to talk about Red Dead 2. Well, Red Dead 2 is one of the most immersive games you will ever play. It's an amazing game, amazing game. Amazing open world, story is amazing, like amazing group of characters. It's the story is like arguably like it's probably the greatest video game story I've ever played. GTA 5 doesn't even compare to the San Andreas, doesn't even compare. Like this is amazing. First off, the story. The story it basically takes place on the Wild West, and then this era they're shifting away from that into civilization. So basically, what happened? Yeah, you're a group, like you're in like this group, right? And then before this game started, like you guys robbed this one bank, so now you guys have to run away from the law. So you there's a lot of going from camp to camp, living in the wilderness, and then you guys have to try your best to get away from bounty hunters. But it's an amazing. But along with that though, there's so many great characters in this game. You have Dutch Arthur, who I'm playing here, John Marston from the first Red Dead, Bill Williamson, Javier, Micah, Hosea. There's a large list. There's a huge list of great characters. Then everybody basically has to. Everybody takes orders from Dutch. Kind of. Dutch is the leader, so I really get to see him. Like how like his character arc. Like I started the game, you could really see like he's more caring. He's warm-hearted, but now, as time goes on, you really started to see he's getting more corrupted. Like he gets corrupted by greed, fantasy, and then yeah, basically you Arthur as a character, you have to kind of break free of that. And then there's John Marston, who kind of takes Arthur's philosophy into the epilogue of the game. So story is amazing. His story missions there. Basically like okay, every time there's a cutscene, you want to see more. There's always more to see. Like you want to see what's gonna happen. Like what's gonna happen next? Are they gonna get caught? Or what are they gonna rob anywhere next? Or what tactics are they gonna use for this heist? It's amazing. There's also certain, because you see like you mostly like you can choose to spend a lot of time in the camp, which is your main hangout zone, like your home. So and there's so many conversations. There's these amazing dialogue, voice acting. And then like sometimes like you will hear like gang members, mistrusting one another, especially Micah, for example. And nobody likes. He's like the biggest, liability, and there's so much dialogue, so much history behind like these characters too. Arthur, Hosea, Dutch. You basically get to sit down and listen to them talk about their history and what happened before they were part of the group, and how they lost their way, because this is kind of a fall, like you kind of seen the fall of this gang, in this game. It was amazing. But one thing about the camp, you can't. It's a problem is that you can only walk in the camp, so you can't run. So you're gonna head into a situation where, oh, I want to get to my horse, but oh, I gotta walk 30 feet to get to my horse. But I can't run doing so. So I don't know why they implemented that system in this game. Tons of side missions. This game has many side missions. Many, many, many. Yep. Strangers and freaks. Endless. There's like endless strangers and freaks. There's There's one where okay, you have to, there's a gun, there's this one gunslinger like you meet like early chapter two, and then like you basically have to help him. You have to kind of help him find like these other gunslingers, and then you have to kind of build, you have to find stories about their past or whatever. And there's other side missions where you have to basically, there's this one guy, Saint Denis in Saint Denis. He captured, like he's this one store owner. Like he sells jewelry. He can also buy stuff from you. Like if you find treasures, he buys stuff from you. But he also has slaves, Mexican slaves in his basement. And then you get to see the how he gets caught and all that. Well, it's amazing. There's so many stories, side missions, trainers and freaks, challenges too, hunting challenges, and yeah, and going back to the side missions. Some of the side missions too was like every single NPC character feels so real, like realistic. Like you have a lot of characters who act drunk. Like you have characters who will uh, you know uh, NPC characters that basically, anytime they go near their camp or whatever, they'll say, "I get the hell out of here," right? Or or "I bugger off," or something like that. And then if you don't go away, they'll start shooting you, and the environment reacts constantly. Reacts to your uh, the environment constantly reacts to your actions and how you uh, you know present yourself to people around you and all that. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's like I can sit down like and listen to like a certain people talking this game like for a long time. Endless exploration. Lots now this game is a huge. This is a huge map. This is a massive map. This is probably like looking at the size of about GTA 5, but like this is since it's Western times back in 1800s. And there's no cars already. There's no cars, no planes, no helicopters. So you can only get around on horseback. So you really get to see this huge world. And there's so many different like areas. There's the swamp areas of Saint Denis. There's grassland areas, Valentine. There's glacier areas, Amberino. There's desert areas, New Austin. There's what else they have? There's farming areas too. There's city areas, industrial areas. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Like this world feels so real. Like it feels like an actual real world. Like I looked it up. Like I believe Red Dead 2 map is based off of Oklahoma and Texas for the southwest of the map, and then there's New Orleans, the some of Utah area, something like that. But it's amazing. It's amazing how the Rockstar did an amazing job. And along with that, there's so many different animals in this game. The different species of animals. There's like 300 and something, no, 200 or some 300 species of animals in this game. And then like you have to go around, and I believe there's a trophy for discovering each animal. To discover an animal, you have to kill it, skin it, or whatever. There's so many animals from deers to wolves to moose to fox to beavers to turtles to frogs to alligators. The list is just you know endless. There's bulls to elk. It's just endless. There's so many different types of animals, and then the animals they basically have certain animals their pelt. Once you skin them, you get like their pelts, and their pelts can be used to craft, clothing or whatever. Like you basically bring them, like you bring their pelt to this one trapper, I believe, as called, and he basically crafts clothes for you, and it's amazing. It's this amazing system. And the only drawback is that since the lack of fast travel, it can, and there's not a lot of trappers. It can be difficult to do that because you gotta go back from this area to this area. It can take a long time, especially on horseback. But yeah, it's just I could, like I could go through. There's so many animals, but I only went through and discovered like 90 animals out of 300. And like mind you though, like different species. So a timber wolf, that's one species. A timber wolf is different from, I believe, a gray wolf, it's called in this game, and they have different types of wolves. And then there's the legendary animals. There's a legendary elk, no, a legendary moose. There's a legendary bison. There's a legendary panther. There's a legendary, I believe, deer. I believe. So yeah, so like there's so much, like this entire, hunting system. That's amazing. It's amazing. Another thing too, the gunplay too is, like it's fun. The guns, they feel so realistic. I can really feel the power, like behind like these, shotguns. Like you have repeaters, you have snipers, you have carbines, you have revolvers, you have bow and arrows. That's an amazing system. Like early on, like I was kind of disappointed at the gun selection, like early on in the story, but eventually, like it opens up. You can buy more guns as you go to different areas. Yeah, it really opens up. No drawback is that after that is that this game can be realistic to a fault. So you have to have your horse near you at all times in order to pick out like all the guns you have in your inventory. So like if your horse is not near, you can't pick out. You can only carry a limited amount of guns at that time. So you have to be very careful. Like you have to really make sure that that you're carrying the right guns. You're done. Yeah. I believe I can only carry four primary guns. No, two primary guns and two secondary. So that's two pistols or two repeaters, revolver. No, repeaters, rifles, or whatever, shotgun. So yeah, there's holster upgrades. So I can carry like more guns or whatever, or more bullets per gun. Yeah, the gunplay is amazing. Like just being like in a shootout. Like there's one mission where you have to do this bank heist and being like in a shootout. And the music, the soundtrack too is amazing. It's like old western type music. Whoa, it's like watching like one of those old western movies. It's amazing. Now the character movement in this, it feels kind of the way how the character moves. It feels slow. They like the way how the controller kind of like moves. No, or calibrates as kind of slow, so your character will move like they're overweight or heavy. Even though Arthur Morgan is supposed to be a medium built type person, or so that's another thing. So movement I can feel very slow, even like when you're trying to run. Like I wish your character would move lighter. Yeah, and there's it's a realistic to a fault. You can't run in your camp like what I mentioned before. You have to have your horse around all the time if you want to have all your weapons. Sometimes your horse will, like there's glitches in it too, but which like with most games is going to be glitches here and there. There's the prologue is very slow. I found it very slow, and the scripted moments in the mission structure, like you have to follow this person to point A to point B to point C, and then you have to go back to the camp, and that can take a while because it's a huge map, and missions they can drag out a lot, and I find that this game is best when it's a storytelling immersion, but not so much it's gameplay. Its gameplay could be better. Slow movement, there's things that bring it down. Slow movement. The aiming is a bit weird sometimes, like when you're trying to aim. You have to keep your horse around like at all time. To and like if you don't have yeah, if you don't have a horse with good stamina, like you can't run, fast. Like your horse will run like out of stamina, then you have to stop or let the horse calm down. But yeah, this game is best in its immersion, its storytelling. I could watch cutscenes of this all day. Like just sit down and watch it. Like it reminds you of watching Game of Thrones or the Expanse series. It's just amazing. Or even Breaking Bad. Like it reminds me, like this amazing storytelling. Yeah. I wish it would make like a movie out of this. Red Dead Redemption 2. It's amazing. And it's a lot better than GTA 5. I like it better than Red Dead 1. The story is amazing. Like it really, elevates it, and the world feels so real. The NPCs feel so real. The characters feel so real. The graphics, like, look at it. It's amazing. It's an amazing game. With flaws here and there, but it's an amazing game. I'm gonna play through this like another time, one more time, or a couple, a couple more times. I can't wait for Red Dead 3. I know the online mode is a mess. Like I really play that. I really play that. I'm not gonna get into that. It's a mess, a messy economy. But the single player, it's amazing with flaws here and there. Anyways, guys, thank you. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share the video. Thanks.